Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. You'd be surprised how powerful a photograph can be. What may seem like little more than a frozen moment in time can be life-changing. Take these 10 images, for example, which compile the top 10 photos that changed the world. Before we go changing your world, be sure to join the ranks of the archivists and subscribe. Click that bell for future notifications. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a like. Have something clever to add? Leave it in the comments, because we're always looking to hear from you.
Number 10. Anders' View from Afar. We've all seen a sunrise at some point in our life, but so few have witnessed what's been called an Earthrise. This striking image was taken by Major William A. Anders, a lunar module pilot aboard the Apollo 8 mission on December 24, 1968. It was part of a series of the first images of Earth from deep space, which puts in perspective how small life on Earth really is. The Earthrise photo was recognized in Life magazine's 100 Photographs That Changed the World. Number 9. Nicephore Niepce View from Gras. It doesn't look like much right now, but Nicephore Niepce View from the window at Gras is a 19th century piece that, for its time, was a historic milestone. The image, which looks more like a distorted image from an early rover mission, is actually the first instance of camera photography. To snag the image, Niepce used a long exposure of around 8 hours and a pewter plate coated with bitumen of Judea, a natural asphalt. The asphalt hardened in the light, but remained soluble in the darker areas of the photo, making it easy to wash away with oil of lavender and white petroleum. Number 8. Annette Kellerman's Indecency. Can you imagine looking at this photo of record-holding swimmer Annette Kellerman and thinking it was, in any way, indecent or crude? Things were quite a bit different in the early 20th century, which is why, after appearing on Boston's Revere Beach in a modest one-piece bathing suit that bore her legs, she was arrested. She didn't let the arrest slow her down, however, as she continued to advocate for a woman's right to wear a one-piece, as seen in this popular photograph from a 1907 photo shoot. It depicts an unwavering Kellerman fighting what she thought was the good fight. Number 7. Manhattan's First. Though same-sex marriage, or the concept of it, has been around as far back as ancient Egypt, it wasn't until 2011 that the Big Apple saw its first. Phyllis Siegel and Connie Koloff of Chelsea, New York, tied the knot in the city's first same-sex marriage, and this iconic image captures the happy moment. Sure, it was far from the last marriage performed in the city, but there's no recreating that powerful moment when one of the nation's most important cities reaches such a social milestone. Number 6. 1936 Loyalist Militiaman. Also known as the Falling Soldier, this memorable and historical image, taken by Robert Capa, is said to depict the death of a militiaman for the Iberian Federation of Libertarian Youth in 1936. The issue with the photo is that, though it's been acclaimed as one of the most important photos of its time, some claim it was staged. Still, at a time when it was believed to be undeniably real, the image depicted war in its rawest form. Number 5. The Hindenburg. It's an image that, once you see it, you'd never forget. The 1937 disaster of the Hindenburg passenger airship essentially ended passenger airship travel, and this image depicting the vessel up in flames definitely didn't help. It's one of the earliest shots of the disaster, as no footage of the fire actually starting ever surfaced. In total, 35 people were killed in the incident, including 13 passengers and 22 crewmen. Number 4. The Napalm Girl of 1972. It's worth noting that the subject of this photograph, Vanti Kim Phuc, is alive and well today, but at the time of this Pulitzer Prize-winning image, there was question if she'd survived the napalm burns. After a South Vietnamese napalm attack, Associated Press photographer Nick Ut captured an image of victims running from the fire, among them a naked 9-year-old Vanti Kim Phuc. Though American support for the war in Vietnam had long since swayed, Such a striking and memorable photograph further strengthened opposition. Number 3. The Storming of Normandy. There have been so many depictions of the invasion of Normandy across video games and movies that it would be understandable if we're numb to the reality of it. Then we glimpse this 1944 image snapped by Robert Capa. The off-focus look, which was the product of an overeager lab assistant, adds to the chaotic realism of the photo and the Normandy landings. The image inspired Steven Spielberg's production of Saving Private Ryan, as the director ordered camera lenses to be stripped of their coating to try and capture the same exposure of Capa's image. Number 2. The Sudanese Child of 1994. South African photojournalist Kevin Carter was the man behind the lens responsible for snapping this image of a Sudanese girl being stalked by a vulture. Not only did the image show the horrors plaguing third world countries, it was one of many powerful images that did Carter in. On July 27, 1994, 3 months after taking the Pulitzer Prize-winning picture, Carter took his own life, leaving behind a note that said, "The pain of life overrides the joy to the point that joy does not exist." Number 1. The Field of the Dead at Gettysburg. In 1863, photographer Matthew Brady took to the battlefields of Gettysburg to capture the true outcome of war. Brady was hailed as one of the world's first war photographers, and this picture of dead soldiers lining Gettysburg would forever ingrain him into American history. Beyond Brady, the picture also helped the divided nation really feel the effects of the war and what was ultimately at stake. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, click the bell, like this video, and leave a comment about any of these photos or info about other photos you believe helped change the world.